Hello, my name is Gray, and welcome back to another episode of Drawing for 30 Minutes, and just trying to progress to become a better artist. Feel free to draw, read, study, do whatever you want. I'm just working for 30 minutes straight. I will have a timer set, and we're just gonna get as much done as possible. And I will be starting that 30-minute timer now. So, first 5 minutes every episode, I'll just draw shapes. Draw a bunch of shapes because shapes are very important to understand literally everything a part of the world. Shapes make up everything, and being able to understand those shapes really helps. And it also, killing two birds with one stone, it helps you really hone in on not using chicken scratch and to be more confident in your lines, which I and many others struggle with, because you don't want your triangles to look like that. You can tell it's a triangle, but when you look close, it looks awful. And we don't want that. So I just sit here, draw a bunch of shapes for 5 minutes. Usually I throw in 3Ds. I usually do like tiny little amount of normal flat shapes, and then kind of just working on my 3D, especially today, because I am going to be practicing anatomy, which I struggle with so much. Yesterday I did side profiles, which I really struggle with. So today I want to go for my other biggest challenge, which is anatomy. Because right now I'm staying very human focused because I love drawing characters. I don't care for backgrounds that much. I usually just give blank backgrounds. I do want to eventually get into the ability to, draw landscapes and cityscapes and, all that jazz. But right now I am staying completely focused on just this line is gross, on just figures, because I also just want to get what are they called? Why am I completely blanking right now? Cover screen? Thumbnail. Oh my god. A thumbnail for my videos going, because thumbnails is what attracts people in, and right now I haven't got really any. I've been just using pictures from when I've been, my final product of drawing, and I want to make a cute little one of just like my persona, just like sitting here drawing like this, to happen like this little side of the screen or something like that. And I really want to get honed down on anatomy, because again, like I said, I really struggle with it. I can do basic stuff like that, but otherwise I am just not good at it. I usually use references from like my favorite, melon soup. I absolutely love melon soup. Their art, phenomenal. Their base references, adorable. But I usually completely use them and like not trace, but like sketch over their base, then turn it in. And I just want to be able to get to the point where I can look at it, be like, oh, I want to recreate that, and then take that and put it on a piece of paper or onto my screen when I'm doing digital art. So yeah, that's the goal. I'll probably spend a few days working on anatomy just because it takes forever. I got heads down pretty quickly. They clicked pretty well, I think, for me. But today we're going back to the basics of 3D-ness to turn it into anatomy. And speaking of which, we are at, oh my god, we are at our first 5 minutes. So it's time to block this off, just because, I mean, you don't have to if you're sketching along. It helps me feel clear and like everything's in the, like, blocked off. And it's time for anatomy, which is so scary. I hate anatomy, but like, it's definitely something you really need. And I have Pinterest pulled up to the side, and I just have literally put in the search bar how to practice anatomy, which there's a lot of great references. So definitely use that if you are where I'm at and you are wanting to practice certain aspects of anatomy or anything really. Pinterest, YouTube, Tumblr probably, really anything. And what I'm seeing is the body is made up of squares. A lot of people tend to use boxes. Okay. And also, really honing down on the fact that the body is not like this, but it's in fact more like that, which makes sense. So I'm actually going to erase these lines so I have more space. And I need to get better at drawing larger and taking up more pages, because I'm really a tiny sketcher and I tend to sketch small and then all details become unreadable. Now I'm gonna start with the side perspective, and when I say side perspective, I mean the most simple of simple boxes. Okay, so we start with our head right here. You know, gotta start somewhere, and I'm just gonna put in or S. Probably I'm gonna regret that a little bit. I hope not though. And then our chest and rib cage and, you know, that upper area tends to tilt backwards like this, kind of. So what I'm seeing is I actually want this. Okay, I actually am. I could delete this. Or not delete, God. I'm so used to drawing digitally. I am definitely a digital type person. I'm going to erase that. And kind of halfway of this, you start that corner of the box. And then tilt it like that. Does that look right? I think it's not long enough, but other than that, that seems pretty correct. So that's that. Maybe a little bit shorter, just a little bit. There we go. Ever so slightly shorter. There we go. Okay, then from right here, a little space, just ever so slightly, we put a box here. Okay. So this is like your neck goes here, that. You know what? We're not doing that. We're not doing that. I need to start learning as I'm becoming, like, actually creating these videos, how to actually talk not about what I'm drawing as I draw, because I feel very boring. Feel free to comment, like, conversation subjects. This is also just a great way to practice talking in general. Okay. Not awful. Ooh, why did I make that point? Knee is not point. It's not awful, but it's not good either. Okay. I'm going to try from... I did also kind of bite myself in the butt by doing the side. But I also just don't love this method. I don't love the box method. It just doesn't feel natural to me. Personally. Especially with how I've now taught myself how to draw heads. But I'm seeing another method, which is literally drawing the bones. And when I say bones, I mean the most simplistic form of the bones one can get. But it seems to make the most amount of sense in my mind. So I'm going to put that down here. So first we start with our head. Just going to do a tiny little head. Then neck bone. That's way too long though. And we draw this. And we do our rib cage. Okay. Yeah, I do much prefer that look then. Again, this is side profile, so it looks weird, but this makes more sense to me. We have our pelvic bone, which I'm just gonna keep straight line. Hip, hip, shoulder, shoulder, then leg, my pencil is somehow already running out, and it's only been however many days of using. And we just do a little okay. So yeah, that breaking down wise makes more sense to me than putting everything in boxes. Plus boxes, I feel like, or at least visually, I feel like I can add, you know, fat onto this a lot better than I could that. Maybe not, actually, thinking about it. Maybe I'm not. My problem is I made these wigs way too far apart. Your legs do not spread out like that. 'Tis not right. They kind of more go inward when you're standing up. Well, mine don't, because mine are weirdly shaped, but most of the time, this is realistically how your legs are meant to look. And we got our knee, and we go down, down. Oh, I messed up my foot there. Okay. So it's a little funky, but I do like this method. other ones. I do see a lot where they draw the pelvic bone too, which honestly makes a bit more sense to me. Then you have hip. Oh my god, I just realized how short I made these shins. Okay, then we go straight down and bulbous now. This is why we practice anatomy, because it is pain in the ass. Maybe the boxes is the way, right? Maybe boxes are the right way to go. I think off camera for tomorrow, I'm gonna spend some time watching YouTube tutorials on how to get anatomy down, because I want to try out as many methods as possible. I'm gonna go back to this box one. I'm gonna take a mix of both these two. I'm gonna do, I just jammed my leg into my desk. That was not great feeling. I'm gonna make my circle, or I guess it's more of an oval for base head shape. And then these people don't just do sticks and don't just do boxes. They draw in a little neck, so it's not just a stick, add a little bit of shoulder action, but not much. Then do a mix of the round and box, or whatever this is meant to be. Well, it's meant to be a rib cage. That's what it's meant to be. But I am just, rib cage kind of goes, ooh, that's way too close to the neck. That's why they have that shoulder bit there. Kind of out, down, out, down, up, up, and it kind of connects in the back like that. Well, this kind of curves on that line. Shoulder blades go like that. And then we go line, down. Okay. We take a circle, the pelvic bone, that they kind of confuses me, but okay. Kind of like this general shape, maybe? Kind of almost like a dog nose. Except I think I made mine way too small. Because that seems way... maybe not. Because your legs... out of there. They shoot out of there, and then leg action like this. And then that's, but yeah, that kind of works. But I can't see myself. Here's my main thing, is I am very ADHD. I hate putting effort into stuff. That's my biggest problem. So I'm going to pause for a few minutes, just look through Pinterest, get some ideas, and then maybe practice a little bit. Usually I do these for 30 minutes straight, unpaused and anything, but I think just to get a more general idea, I'm just gonna pause for a minute here, then come back. Okay, so I've definitely figured out my problem from before. I'm starting on a new blank page just because this is running out of room. And you know how I mentioned melon soup earlier in the video? I've realized that my problem is that I'm trying to force myself to learn anatomy in a way that I won't actually learn it. So I have this whole Pinterest boards of pose references and stuff, and they're mostly full of melon soup and another artist whose name I can't remember, Albinacci. I'm definitely pronouncing that wrong, but I'll add 2 references, one of each of theirs, as long as also like they'll have their watermarks in that. But those 2, I like how they do anatomy. I like how they both break it down into bigger pieces, not the bones, not just boxes. I just like how they do it, and it makes sense to me. So I have one of Melon Soup's references pulled up, and so I'm just going to be looking off to the side to do that, and I'm going to kind of try to speedrun this because we only have 10-ish, a bit more than 10 minutes left, like 13, 12, about there. I'm not looking at the timer exactly. So I'm just gonna try to speedrun this, but so we start with head, neck, and then they add a little collar here because I don't know, I'm not them, but it makes sense, I think. It makes sense to me. And then they kind of have their necklines that, you know, shoulders go down, and then they do kind of like the box method, but more human shaped, and that goes there, and it kind of crosses like that. And proportionally already I can tell this head is way too small, but the heads are not my main focus here. See already, like, that feels better for me. And I also like styles that the heads are a bit unproportionally large. I feel like that's going to be a key factor, as I hate when heads look little on bodies. So I always tend to make the heads I draw on characters bigger. And then we have like a plus sign here to, like, you know, give reference for the planes that everything are on. And so, and then I'm gonna kind of just do that. And then pelvic bone, you kind of do that high-waisted underwear shape. At least that's what I like. I mean, that's what it looks like. High-waisted underwear to me. So, kind of like that. And then I hate how that people were making the arms. When I say people, I hate when I was making the arms like the weird ass bone shapes. So I'm going to do what Melon, and I can't pronounce her name, I'm sorry. They both seem to draw they're, or not seam, they don't do like tiny little bones for reference of where the legs are to go. They kind of just paste them in. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I made this way too curved. Okay. This goes here, and this kind of locks around like that. Oh, that seems more. Oh god, my dogs are barking. Please ignore that. They are, I'm assuming, mails being delivered. They're bad. They're not really. They're such sweet boys. I'll have pictures to show you. They're the sweetest little guys. The gray one, that's Jameson, who's barking right now, and the black one is Quinn. And they're Pomskies. They're half Husky, half Pomeranian. They're second generation. Please ignore him. He is just not having a great day today. But they're second generation. Oh my god, he just keeps interrupting me. They're second generation, so both their parents are Pomskies, but their grandparents are Husky Pomeranian, which I just don't want to think about. So yeah. But yeah, they're sweet little guys, but they definitely got the husky barkness. Though we are so lucky that they don't howl. They do not howl at all, which, again, extremely lucky that we got that. They talk, though. It's the cutest thing. Well, when I say they, Quinn, he talks to us. We like to joke that Jameson is mute because, he does bark, but he doesn't say words in the husky way. So we just make those jokes that he's our little autistic child in a family of mostly autistic people. He's our autistic dog. That he's mute and doesn't talk, which honestly my brother didn't until he was 3, so runs in the family. Oh my god, there must be something or someone outside that's driving him insane. Okay, that already looks so much better and comprehensible than these. I'm so much more happy with this. And then arms, they kind of just go like, and then there's that bend, which is like the, oh, you can't see it, my arms are too long, this part of your elbow, but this is your wrist, but you know what I mean. The inner bow. I don't know terms, man. The last time I'd studied anatomy was in the 3rd grade. We had to do an anatomy test for gym class for some reason. Dude, I failed that test so hard. I failed it, but we didn't actually do gym that day. Whoop. My lazy fat ass loved it. Okay, that seems right. And we got the little, I like how it looks like a robot. Like, I know deep down, not robot, but it looks cool. That it looks like robot parts. Maybe I'll make a robot character. Maybe that'll come one day in the future. And this arm kind of goes here and has that. It looks like it's being kind of bent. I make this way too far out. It seems that this, and then for this part goes like this, and down, which I'm not loving on their part. So I'm, being the super smart person I am, I'm gonna change it to more be like, no, we go up on this one, but I feel like it's too short. I'm gonna add this, and this is really easy to add like fat on top of. Like, you can add thicker thighs, you can add skin flaps here, you know, hip dips, add more chub on the outside. And Melon Soup, I know for sure, I've searched their profile like an obsessive amount of times. I know they have references for larger bodies, and I'd assume patch. Yeah, I can get. Don't come at me for the name. I'm stupid. Okay. I'm assuming they also have the larger body types on how to draw that. But this is really cute, and I really like this way of learning anatomy. I think this makes the most sense to me, because, just as I finished drawing this, we hit our 30-minute alarm. I'm happy with this work. This quick 10-minute sketch, and it would be easy to, like, you know, take our work from previous days. Where was it? Back here? No. Previous work from this day of learning how to draw heads and translate it to here. So yeah, I think tomorrow I'm going to continue to work on anatomy and use the, you know, people I've mentioned as, you know, continue to go based on that. But yeah, this looks... I dropped my iPad. Great. But yeah, I think this is a great pace to leave off. I may, when I say may, I'm going to try to force myself to practice anatomy more tonight and later today. So, more practice. But yeah, I'm happy with this. And that's it. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe. I try to post as often as possible, because, you know, I'm filming this and then drawing and completely, mostly raw. So, I need to stop that. But yeah, so I'm gonna go deal with my dogs. Give them some of the desperately needed attention that they're craving. But yeah, I'll see you probably tomorrow. Bye.